If you've ever watched people travel the world on YouTube and thought, that's amazing, but I can't do that, I don't have the money, we want you to stop right there because we're going to show you how you can do it.
Yeah, we thought that too. We're not rich. We don't have this huge retirement fund. We didn't win the lottery. We didn't inherit money. We didn't sell a company. But we made different choices. And now we live a full-time life that is a dream. And it costs less than it costs most Americans just to run their household, and way less than it cost us at home before.
Absolutely. So what we've done is we've put together a 3-part series here, and it's called The Dream You Can Live. And we're basically going to take you through the ideas of A, who we are, B, what we do, and C, how you can do it also.
Yeah, we're going to show you the ways different people make it possible, but we're going to give you our story with our real numbers, our real budget, how much money we did this with, and we're going to prove to you that this lifestyle costs way less than most people think.
Now, you're probably wondering, who are these two people and why are they doing this? Okay, I'm Tim, this is Kathy, and we've been traveling full time now for a while. We have a YouTube channel, and you can see a lot of what we do on the channels.
Yeah, in fact, you can look at old budget videos of when we first started. And yeah, you can even see what our daily life looks like. For a few months back when we did a daily vlog so that you could see what being a nomad actually looks like. But we're going to talk to you about what is our daily life like.
Man, what is our daily life like? You know, we are slow travelers, so when we talk about travel full time, we basically go to a place, we try to stay for a month and really sink into the local community.
Yeah, we live there. We're not vacationing, we're living.
As a matter of fact, as we're taping this, we're in Buenos Aires right now for a month, and you're probably going to hear a bus or two go by because we're right by a bus stop.
Of course, people do it differently, right? Mm-hmm. There's hikers, there's birders, there's museum fans, there's people who are into big cities and culture, there's people who are into beaches and margaritas.
Not a bad thing to be into.
There's as many different ways to live this life as there are people who live it. And we know a lot of people who live it well. For us, you know, we do what we love to do. We like to wine taste.
That we do.
Snorkel.
Yeah, we love to do that too. We love to lay out on beaches.
We do, and we love to curl up with a good book. Well, I do.
I don't care for a good book.
Tim likes to just stare off into the distance and think. I don't know what that's about. I can't do that. But we have developed a hobby called YouTube because it keeps our mind fresh and it's creative and it gives us something to do when we want something to do.
Also gives us the ability to share with other people.
Yeah, because essentially I'm a teacher, he's a coach. It's hard not to tell other people everything we learn. But we do not make money doing YouTube. So don't go into this life thinking, I'm going to be a YouTube star and that's going to fund my lifestyle.
No.
Do it a different way, and if you get lucky and you hit it big, good for you. We don't make any money off this channel. Yet, there's always hope.
There is. And we're going to try to answer some of those questions here about, well, you know, how do you handle insurance? You must be rich, all of those things. So we're going to cover those in a minute.
How do you afford it? All those things. We're going to talk about it all. But first, here's a little bit about us and our story, because how does this look in real life? How did we go from being middle class parents of 5 kids living in a cheap area of California where, you know, they call it the smell of money, and it is that if you own the dairies. For us, it's cows. It's a smell of cows. It smells like dog poop on your shoes.
No, cow poop.
That's where we lived. We didn't live in Hollywood. Don't be thinking, oh yeah, they're from California. That's why they have money. No, we moved to the cheapest area of California because we didn't have money.
That's right.
So Tim is a physical therapist. I was a full-time mom and part-time various different jobs. I didn't have a real income stream.
No, and because we have 5 kids, we're basically living paycheck to paycheck all the time because kids are expensive.
For sure. And we were not expert financial planners. In fact, we still are not, and we highly do not recommend following our methodology, which
No.
was at the beginning when we moved to that area. Tim worked for a hospital. He put some money in a 401k for a few years, not a lot because he didn't make that much at the beginning. And then we had a family, and life was expensive, and we didn't do it anymore, and we forgot about it for probably 20 years.
Just about 20 years, yeah. Forgot
Turns
about
out, even if you only put a little bit of money in and you let it sit there for 20 years,
it will grow.
even with no financial management, because we thought it had it, and it didn't. It
No,
still,
it
it
didn't.
grew into $200,000.
Yeah, it did.
So we were shocked when we started planning this life and we found out, oh yes, that's a good thing.
Right.
Convert it to an IRA, right? Then at that point in our life, we were starting to think about retirement down the road. So maybe the last 5 years or so, we started maxing out our IRAs.
Putting
That
as
is
much
not
money
enough
as we
time.
could into it.
It didn't really have time to grow a lot.
No.
So don't do it the way we did. Even if you put in $100 a month, if you do it from the time you first think of it until the time you're ready to retire, you're going to have a lot more money than you think. So do that.
Yeah.
But don't stress about those, Google things you see all the time. If you
No.
need $1 million to retire now, or you need $2 million to retire now. We thought we would never get to retire. We'd end up homeless.
Well, and I think the key with that is that those things are geared towards living the life that you're currently living.
Right. And our life is cheaper than the life we were living.
Thank God.
And we were living pretty cheap. So, timing is a thing.
Yeah,
Right?
timing is
So-
everything, and I think we know that in life. I mean, if you are young and you don't have kids, it may be a good time to look at travel.
Yeah, you might be ready already.
Right. If you are young and you have 3 kids, it might not be a good time to travel. Like,
no.
people do it.
They do. I don't know how. After being a parent of 5, I don't think that sounds fun.
No, it doesn't at all. The other thing to think about is maybe your kids are all grown, but now you're having to watch over your parents.
Right. And that's a big responsibility that
Mm-hmm.
needs to be taken seriously. Maybe your parents don't need to be watched over, and maybe you have siblings and there's a group effort. Maybe it's a different thing.
Right.
We do keep in touch with our family all the time by video chat. It's
Right.
not like we've abandoned them. But, we do travel about somewhere between 7 and 15 months in between seeing our family. So
Mhm.
there's lots of people do it different ways. Some people go home every 3 months, every 6 months, every year. Some people keep a home. We sold everything.
Right, and that's actually what allowed us to do this. We went ahead and sold our home when it skyrocketed in price. It kind of did that little housing, not bubble, but housing peak, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And so we sold it. We actually made some money on it.
Now, when people hear we're from California, they're like, oh, that's where you got your $1 million.
Yeah,
No, remember?
No.
Yeah. No. Maybe 100,000 we netted.
I think we netted 100,000.
A little less than that went into the travel fund.
Yeah.
But for us, that was game changing.
Mm-hmm. It was. It changed everything that we knew that we thought.
And it allowed us to retire a few years earlier than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
So we had started, thinking, what do we do in retirement? And we're not going to tell you the whole planning process. We're going to do that in part 2 of this series. It's
So
a 3-part
subscribe.
series. Make sure you watch them all. But we had been looking for a while, like, what do we want to do in retirement? Part-time work, part-time travel.
Basically, we were
many
dreaming, kind of like
options. Yeah,
where you guys
like
are
you're
right
doing
now.
right now.
You're sitting back, you're watching YouTube videos, and you're going, wow, I want to travel full-time, or wow, I want to do this or that. And this is where it starts. That whole dreaming phase is where everything starts, and it's kind of a fun place to be.
And you're going to be surprised because actually the average person in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
lives on an $83,000 income.
Right.
That is like way more than you need to travel the world full time.
Right.
I mean, some people do travel like that. our budget is between $50,000 and $60,000 a year, which is about $5,000 a month. We used to do it on $4,000 a month. You can watch our old budget videos and see that we kept going over. So we raised it.
And you know what? Lots of individuals do it on $4,000 a month still. We just demanded a little bit more comfort than.
Yeah. If you don't do wine tasting, you can definitely keep your budget down.
Absolutely.
In fact, if you just don't drink at all, you can keep your budget down lower. And if you are not as much of a princess in a pea story person like I am, where I need a soft, comfy bed, you can probably save some money there too. We live in comfort. Not in luxury, but in comfort.
Right.
Now.
So here's the thing. We sold that house. We used that money. We get it. Not everybody has a house to sell.
Some people have an inheritance that gives them money. Some people have a house that's paid off.
Right.
And they convert that into passive income every month.
Some people are just rich.
You did. Some are. You did. They're probably not watching this video.
Probably not.
Some people work remotely.
Right.
In fact, statistically, surprising.
There's about 20 to 30% of people who work fully remote.
Yeah. So of like middle class, about 10 to 15% are fully remote. That's a lot of people. I mean, many millions of people, right? Of Americans, about 25 to 30% of people who make around $150,000 a year work remotely. So we do know nomads who still work. Maybe they work the career they had, or maybe they have a side gig that they do now, consulting or something they can do online.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that when we say work remotely, oh, you must have to do YouTube. No, you really don't. There are a lot of jobs out there which you can do from home, and your home basically is anywhere you have good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, look at what you used to do and see if you can do that online somehow as a consultant or as someone who just exchanges digital files of their work or use the same skills to do a different job that's easier to do remotely. So there's ideas out there. You can Google that.
Right, but that's for you to do the research on.
And so the last few years, we made about $200,000 to $250,000 a year.
Right.
Honestly, guys, we were still almost paycheck to paycheck. That's just life. Well, I mean, we did have a few vacations we would take.
And I think that's the thing, because the more money, the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. The more money you make, the more toys you buy. The more toys you buy, the more maintenance you have.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff just starts adding up.
And you cannot believe how much it adds up. But also, you can imagine how cheap your life could be if you didn't have those things. Think about getting rid of your car payments, gas, car insurance, house payments, house insurance, house maintenance, utilities. You're even getting rid of your cable TV, your Wi-Fi bill, your cell phone bill, your grocery bills, because when you shop for groceries in other places, it's a whole different dynamic. It's not nearly as much. All your entertainment that you're doing, basically everything you do is now money that is in your travel budget.
Correct. You're no longer paying for things at home. Now, if you choose to have a home and you keep your home while you travel, guess what? You're going to still have those costs.
Yeah.
For us, we sold everything.
We sold everything. And in part 2, we're going to go through exactly what that process looked like, how you disengage your whole life and achieve total freedom. And we're glad. We don't wish we would have saved anything. Right.
So all of the money that we made from selling that also went into our travel savings. Now, I will say we do receive an income from a small pension.
We do about $1,600 a month. So about $20,000 of our budget comes from his pension.
Right.
The rest of it has been our house savings, which began to run out. And so this is where the value of a really good financial advisor comes in.
Yeah, don't take our word on finances, obviously.
No,
get someone
we're
who
not
knows
the best at this stuff.
Get someone who knows what they're talking about, because it'll save you, help you, and give you peace of mind.
It does give you peace of mind. So when we talked to him about it, he was like, oh no, here's a way we can take some of the IRA money a little early. This 72T plan I'd never heard of, and explain the whole thing. And so basically we're almost to our IRAs, not quite, can't access that money. But we did not retire on $1 million. We didn't even retire on $500,000. It's less than that, guys. And guess what? Every year we panic about how much we're spending. We talked to our advisor a couple times, and he's like, it's not about how much you spent. It's about how much your money went down in value.
Right.
Which is different. So even when we're spending maybe $60,000 a year, it's only going down, like last year, by $20,000.
Right.
So we had good stock market years. Now that's up and down. We have a balanced portfolio. We don't even understand all of that. But he does. He's doing a great job. And every time we meet with him, he runs this whole scenario of no matter what happens with the stock market, good, bad, or indifferent, are you going to be able to support yourself until the age of, I don't know what we picked, 85, 90?
Yeah, and if she doesn't...
Probabilities.
And if she doesn't pass before 85...
What? You're going to knock me off?
No, we're going to run out of money.
If I disappear? Yeah, it's reassuring. Our kids are never going to be responsible for us.
Right. We don't want anybody to ever be responsible. Well, we're not responsible to begin with.
Yeah. What is the end plan? We don't know, guys. We're not fortune tellers.
Right.
But we have contingency plans, if we decide to go back to the U.S. and not travel because of our health or whatever. But yeah, you don't know the future. You don't know the timing. So there's options. There's lots of options.
Right. So what does this life that we're talking about, this travel full-time, slow nomad life, actually entail? Now, as you're sitting there, you're probably thinking, luxury life of the rich and famous in limousines and yachts, champagne and caviar dreams.
Yeah, that's not it. If you have the money to make that happen,
You're not watching us.
You're living a full-time vacation, which is different than a full-time life.
Correct.
And you are watching the wrong video.
But if you need someone to help you plan your life, let us know.
And here is... No.
Just kidding.
Those people pay people to plan their life. We plan our own.
True.
But it's not that hard because
No.
you don't have to be rich.
No, you don't.
It doesn't mean that if you're not rich, you live in hostels. We
Heck
definitely don't. We live
No.
in comfortable Airbnb apartments. We've actually never had a bad one.
No,
Knock on wood, we have been lucky.
This is the closest to the worst apartment we've had.
It's not at all.
Well, it's closest to the worst that we've had. And if you really look at the view behind us, we're sitting in the living room, and periodically you hear a bus go by.
That is the only drawback, is the busy street with the bus stop across the street, which seems like a plus, but, it's loud.
Yeah.
It's been 4 days. We don't even hear it at night anymore. We don't hear people at the cafes. We don't hear the bus.
No.
You quickly adapt to whatever the situation is.
Adapt and adjust.
Unless there's a rooster at 5 a.m. That's a whole nother story. Okay.
No.
Okay. There's noises everywhere in the world, guys, just like there is wherever you live now.
Right.
So, a lot of people think you have to work remotely. You do not.
Don't.
We don't have to work remotely.
Mm-mm.
Now, they think you're financially irresponsible. Now, that is not true. I think when you're traveling full time, you're being very responsible because you're actually living within a budget because you have to. And you are also living like way within your means.
Right.
You're not counting on, I'm going to work a side job later and pay off all my credit cards. You're staying up to date. You're not living in debt. You're living for less than you would be in the U.S.
Absolutely.
Just the rest of the world's cheaper. Not all of it, but a lot of it, right?
Well, and you get to kind of pick and choose where you go, which then makes it cheaper.
Right, and we're going to get into a little bit about that control over the spending and how to save tens of thousands of dollars a year. It's not like vacationing for a whole year. It's not those kinds of expenses. So real quick though, I just want to say in part 3, we are going to cover another myth, even though it's not financial, about nomads, which is that you are lonely, you are isolated, it's not good for solo travelers, it gets boring. None of those things are true, and we're going to show you exactly how to make that not be true.
Absolutely.
In part 3.
So again,
don't miss it.
You got to subscribe, you got to like.
Okay. So, here's some big picture tips for how to afford this life.
Number 1, traveling and living are not vacationing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, don't keep a bunch of stuff at home that costs you money that you don't use.
We don't even have a storage unit, and I cannot tell you how many nomads we've met, talked to, heard about that are getting rid of their storage units years later because they're like, I've now spent thousands of dollars keeping this storage unit. I don't even know what's in it. I don't want that stuff.
Yep.
We have a lockbox with documents at our son's house.
He gets our mail.
Our snorkel gear at our daughter's house, because we're
Yep.
not snorkeling on this trip, but we're going to be on the next one.
So as we swing back through, we're picking that up.
Pick it up. Okay, another thing is what we call geo-arbitrage.
Ah, yes, geo-arbitrage. That is traveling to the parts of the world which are less expensive because something may have happened, could happen, or actually didn't happen.
One of these examples is we just spent a month in Moldova a few months ago. We loved Moldova. It's a former Soviet republic. It's really tiny. It does happen to sit on the border of Ukraine. Now, not on the border where there's a bunch of fighting happening. It was completely safe.
Yep.
But,
Never heard an explosion.
A little bit on sale, I'd say, because of the Ukrainian war. There's lots of other places like that where maybe there was a natural disaster, and so people stopped visiting, but they're trying to get tourists back. They cleaned it up, but it's on sale because right now they're begging for tourists. Right? There's things like that. So countries with really good exchange rates, maybe a currency value really falls in a great country where you want to visit. Now's the time.
Now's the time to
go
go.
visit. Your money goes farther, right? It's cheaper for you.
Yeah, and those kind of fall into places that we like to call hidden gems.
Right. So hidden gem travel is a popular thing. We've been doing it for a while before anyone called it that.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say, first of all, there's, you've seen things on like Google of dupes, right? So they're duplicate places. Like instead of going to Venice, go to Trieste, right? Still a canal place, lots less tourists there, a little bit cheaper, same kind of experience. There's islands that people say, okay, instead of going to like Phuket, go to this other island because it's under touristed. It's like Phuket used to be. Places that are like Bali used to be. There's so many places that are dupes, right? They're duplicates of popular places.
Yep.
There's also tourist adjacent places.
Correct. If you think about how a city is designed, you have like the tourist area, and then you have an area around that where a lot of the people who work in the tourist area live. And then the farther you get out, the more rural you get out, the less likely you're going to come in contact with more and more tourists. For us, we like that one zone outside of the tourist area because those individuals that live there tend to speak more English. And you're not far from the tourist thing, so you can
still go
zip
do them
in
all.
and out, but go back out to your quiet Airbnb and not have the tourist activities going on.
The prices are cheaper. It's a local experience instead of a tourist experience. And it's quieter. Tourist areas are loud.
They are loud.
Okay, now when I say quieter, let's give the example of Hoi An. Hoi An, Vietnam. The place where people go down the river in the boats, and they light the
the
lanterns, and they put them in the water and make wishes.
So romantic.
It is one of the most amazing places on earth. Fantastic food. We love Hoi An. We would never stay in the city.
No.
Partly because it is hot and humid and still air in the city where you're looking at those pictures. But if you go a little outside of it, down to the beach, it's breezy and lovely and cheaper and local.
Yes.
So.
And it's only a 10-minute taxi ride into the center of Old Hoi An.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
we went all
incredible.
the time.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I think we were paying about $30 a night for a really nice boutique hotel, including a fantastic breakfast. We were eating fresh cooked fish on a berm over the ocean in the candlelight with glasses of wine for $5 each. You know, way cheaper. Tons of local food, tons of local people to get to know. Not a bunch of tourists. Yeah, fantastic, right? We loved it. Even in Rome. So, of course you do. There's some places you can only see what you want to see at the place where everyone else is seeing it, right? Went to Rome for a few days. We don't stay a long time in those places.
Expensive.
But we stayed out by a bunch of colleges.
Right.
30-minute bus ride into the center of the chaos. Where we would have been paying way more.
Right.
And instead, we got to go back to our quiet little college town suburb area. And we actually stayed there free with points.
Right.
That's another tip.
I was going to say, tips like points is something that you need to know about.
If you're going to travel full time, learn how to do it smart. Get the right credit cards to charge everything on for points, and then use those points for free travel. So we do get free travel. This is not that hard, and we can tell you how to get started on that, and we can do that in a different video.
Yep. So points are really key for your short, quick trip hotel stays.
Yeah.
But if you want to save money, you want to do more of a long stay, like what we do, where we go for a month at a time. Airbnb starts to give you a great discount at about 28 days of a stay.
Yes, and so do a lot of places on Booking.com. And so if you stay longer, you might be saving like even 40%.
Right.
So this beautiful apartment here in Buenos Aires, we're spending $47 a night. We stayed at a gorgeous high-rise in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for $30 a night.
Yeah.
So we usually try to stay under $50 a night, even in fairly expensive places.
And no, it's not a hostel, folks.
No, it has a comfy bed, a good shower,
so
all the stuff you need in a kitchen. And that's another key to saving money. If you have a kitchen and you can even eat breakfast at home every day, you're going to save a ton of money.
Right.
And if you can get some pre-cooked food mixed in with some just, you know, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, the stuff you want, the stuff that's familiar that you like to eat, and only eat out a few days a week, you're going to save a ton of money.
Absolutely. You know, there's another way that you can even save more money on your accommodations.
What's that?
They're called home sits or house sits.
Oh yeah, we've never done that before, but we're really looking forward to trying it sometime.
Right. And that's something that basically someone goes on vacation for 2 weeks. They may have a couple of pets that they want you to come take care of. They'll have you stay in their home for free. Yeah, it's...
You feed their animals.
Yeah.
It's a great way to travel for literally no accommodation cost.
Exactly.
And you get a free kitchen and a bed that people like and a couch that didn't come from IKEA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Now, we haven't done it yet. We have lots of Nomad friends that do.
Right.
Let's see. Another thing is about how you actually structure your travel. So if you're just getting internet inspiration and going, oh, I want to go there, I want to go there, I want to go here, and you're flying all over the globe, even if you're spending a month in each place, it's going to cost you a lot of money because flights are expensive. Now, we do get a lot for free, but you can only get so many for free.
Right. And the thing is, too, that now you're fast traveling because you're bebopping from one part of the world to the other part of the world. You're going through multiple time zones.
We actually try to avoid long flights as much as possible. We'd rather take a repositioning cruise. It's usually a better value and a lot more enjoyable, and you slowly change time zones an hour at a time.
Yep.
We do a lot of cruising. That's another way you can save money, especially if you get casino rates. We've done some bucket list trips like that. But we did cruising even before we had casino rates.
Right.
There's ways to get sales. We have another channel, Cruise Through Retirement, and we put a lot of info up there you can see. But what we like to do is organize by a region. So maybe Southeast Asia is a region, or
South America.
South America, where we are, is a region. We're doing Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay, and then Colombia on the way home, because we don't want to fly all that way.
Right.
We got to change planes anyways. Let's stay 2 weeks at a Hyatt for free and have a little vacation from our vacation life, right?
Vacation from our vacation. It works.
While we are down here, we took a cruise to Antarctica.
Yes, we did.
Because some places are cheaper to cruise to. We also this year went to Iceland. Cheaper to cruise there than to stay there and fly there.
Yeah.
We went to Norway, up into the Arctic Circle, a whole bunch of different islands up there and what have you. Cheaper than trying to fly around, drive around.
Definitely.
Stay in a very expensive country. A lot of Europe can be cheaper to see it by cruise ship. So we're staying in a region, we're minimizing flights, and we're maximizing points.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So real quick, we're almost done here. We're going to talk about a couple big things everybody asks. What's our top 2 questions, baby?
Top 3.
Oh.
The first one is always, what does your family think?
That is true. That is going to be an obstacle. You've got to give them a little time to adjust. You have to reassure them that you have a financial plan and you're not going to be back asking to live with them. That was our kids' fear. You need an end game before you go. We learned that.
Right.
Let your kids know.
I think you need to communicate with your family, and before you go, you got to set up and communicate with them, give them time to adjust. Once you're on the road, you also need to communicate with them, and the world is such a different place than when we grew up. So like, you can sit down on WhatsApp.
We use WhatsApp.
And you can do
instead
video
of like FaceTime, but you have different ways.
Yeah, you can do video calls, and our grandchildren know us through the phone, and they're really surprised when we show up and we're much larger.
Yeah, so we make a point to talk to all of our kids and grandkids at least once every 2 weeks, and we take that on ourselves because they never know what time zone we're in.
No.
And so we just call or we say, hey, we're here until this time, your time, if you want to call us back. And that works out pretty well.
Yeah, the other thing you got to make sure you do is you do have to swing back through the States periodically and say hello.
Oh, definitely. And restock with Amazon. That's a nice thing, too. Definitely see your family. Give them hugs. You're going to want it. They want it. But you can stay connected. It's not quite the same, but it's still fine.
Right. Now, here's another thing that we always get that actually goes along with that, because it usually starts with the family. The first question they're going to say is, well, what are you going to do if you get a medical emergency? What are you going to do if your health fails?
That is their biggest fear. In fact, ours flat out told us, one of our kids, if you have a heart attack in Thailand, I am not flying over there to get you.
Well,
and there's no need.
There's no need. You do have health insurance. Now, there's several different forms of health insurance that you can use or do.
Okay. So we have 2 policies always. One is a travel policy, which is not health insurance, but it's emergency medical insurance.
Right.
And so if you do have a heart attack in Thailand, There's a way to pay for the emergency treatment. Now, they're not going to pay for all your follow-up. They're not going to pay for your heart condition that you have,
Right.
etc. That's regular medical insurance. Some people do buy international medical insurance policies. I think the older you are, the more attractive that is, but
Yeah.
also the more expensive it is. Even travel insurance can be difficult to get and expensive after you're the age of 70.
Right.
So that is something to kind of a reality check to keep in mind. This is something you want to start doing as early as you can, so you can maximize the time you have to do it and do it while you're in good health.
And enjoy it.
Right.
I mean, we were just on a cruise, and there was a lady that I sat down and had dinner with, and basically she spent her time on the cruise getting acupuncture treatments
Yeah.
and never got off the ship because she had had a fall just prior to getting on. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's hard. When you don't have mobility, it's hard to get around some of these places.
At any age.
Yeah.
This is an important consideration. We're going to talk about that a little in part 2 in the planning video, like being realistic. We do have medical insurance in the U.S.
Yes,
we
we do.
look at it as a backup.
Right.
So if we got a heart condition, we could go home and get treatment for it. If we got cancer, we could go home and get treatment for
Right.
it. Those are long-term, super expensive, maybe things. They can
Right.
be, okay?
So
Now, we
that's-
have had medical things as we've traveled, but we have not gone home for any of them, and we haven't even used our travel insurance.
You mean something more than just a Band-Aid on my finger?
He cut his finger this morning. But, you know, ear infections or just
Regular checkups.
wanting a really great checkup.
Yeah. Dental
And-
work done, teeth cleaning.
I mean, our teeth clean. So how has medical care been around the world for us, babe?
It's actually been fantastic. It really has.
Better than the U.S.
Well, it's
More for your money,
more for your money, and
quick access,
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is it's more accessible.
way more accessible.
Don't have to have 1,000 referrals to go get something done.
You can literally get your entire body checked. You can go find one of our videos on this. When we were in Malaysia, I think there's a
Kuala Lumpur.
Malaysia playlist. It's one of our most watched videos, medical care in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Unbelievable, the extensive checkup you can get for like $400,
Yeah.
including a scan of your organs. I
A
mean,
stress test. I mean,
big stuff.
go
Hearing
watch that.
test,
Yeah, go watch the video.
eye check,
There's so much in that. It's
everything,
unbelievable.
mammogram.
Yeah.
all of that, all in one day, 6 hours, with an actual doctor doing the intake, doing the follow-up, a dietitian even. I mean, everything, you guys. Unbelievable what you can get in certain areas of medical tourist towns
Right.
that have fantastic private hospitals that, you know, we know people that go there for hip replacements
Right.
and knee treatments that you can't even get done in the U.S. and, you know, all kinds of different things that are elective, and people go, oh, I'm just going to go pay $5,000 out of pocket to do this $80,000 procedure that I would be in the U.S. I'd be paying that in a copay anyways.
Right, and for a lot of people, they'd be paying more in their copay than
Yeah.
what you pay outside. So,
So we use ACA insurance
Right.
in the U.S. We're careful to keep our income under $70,000 because at that point we would lose all subsidies and we'd owe like $2,000 a month instead
Ouch.
of like $3 a month. We have a HSA eligible high deductible plan right now because of them taking away the subsidies. Before that we had a full plan.
Right.
But the truth is, we're never there. We
Exactly.
don't use it. There's ways to get your prescriptions overseas. And that's all for different videos, but that's how we do it. We'll talk more in part 2 about how to actually do this. In part 3, we're going to talk more about how you need some community. You need places to go to get questions answered from other people that live
Yep.
this life. Oh, you can always message us. But also, it's important to just be inspired by others, learn from others, and we're going to tell you how to do that in a way that can be as personally social or as lurking as you like, depending on your personality.
Hey, look, guys, we are living a dream and we pinch ourselves every day. We're just thinking, man, how did we get here? How did we get to do this? And we're looking towards the future because it's like we plan a year ahead. So, believe it or not, as we sit here in Argentina, we're literally thinking about our cruise to Japan and our 6 weeks in Japan and South Korea and China and
and
India.
deciding where to go. We're going to go to India. We're going to go to Thailand. We're going to go on an orangutan safari in Borneo.
Yes, I mean it is an incredible life that we live.
Yeah, and we will not exceed $60,000 a year.
No.
So,
Wow.
can you believe that's a life you can have for that amount of money? These dreams you have when you watch YouTube, I'm almost going to cry. They can come true. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have like some massive event. You can start planning now from wherever you are, and we're going to talk about that more into.
Yeah. So if this surprised you, watch part 2. Because part 2 is where everything gets real. This is where we're going to start doing our planning, show you how step by step to set this stuff up. And you know what? I know this sounds like a sales pitch where we're like, and only for $19.99, we'll show you step by step. That's not this, man. This is YouTube.
We're not selling anything.
No, we
the
are
only
not.
money we may ever make is you watching the ads. So if you want to watch ads, great. Tell other people about us. That helps us.
So click
That's
the videos that you
right
see
now,
on
we're not
the screen.
making a dime.
That's right. Click the video you see on the screen. Keep going with us and see how you can start the planning for this yourself.
Because we want all of you to experience the freedom that we have found.
Now, get out there and taste some life for yourself.